developers that are signed up with us. And we actually have the #2 API in the world in Flickr. And on a weekly basis, over 1 billion UI files are served. And of course, as you imagine, we support open standards, whether using them, open source with Hadoop, or what have you. What I'm here to talk to you about today, though, is taking open to a whole other place. We are literally in the process of rewiring Yahoo from the inside out to create a development platform at Yahoo that will literally open up all the assets of Yahoo to developers across the web in a way that we've never done before. And as part of this, we are going to make the consumer experience at Yahoo social throughout and provide hooks for that for developers to do the same. First, though, let's start with a little bit of news. A couple weeks ago, we announced SearchMonkey, and today I'd like to announce that we have opened up our beta for development for SearchMonkey. And you can sign up and start actually building applications to innovate around our search engine results page. We actually started this path with our search assistant back in the fall, innovating on the front end of search. Now what we want to do is allow developers throughout to do whatever mashup makes sense to make the search results more relevant for the user. The example you have here is a search for a Japanese restaurant, and you know how the search page normally looks. Here what we have is a mashup using some information from Yelp that gives the consumer potentially exactly what they want. What's the rating? Where's a store or phone number? If they want to hop to some user reviews, maybe they want to go to this and actually want the directions sent to their phone. It gets the user from to-do to done that much more quickly. This is one example. There are many others, and we hope there will be many, many, making the search engine results page fundamentally richer, fundamentally more relevant for consumers. But this is really just a tip of the iceberg. Yahoo's open strategy is about not just opening up the search page. It's opening up all the properties of Yahoo. Front page, My Yahoo, Mail, various properties, and providing different kinds of views in, whether it's part of a page, whether it's full page views, even contextual views. And I'll show you some examples of that in a minute. We're a technical crowd, so I'll provide a little bit of a pseudo-architecture, just talking about the three main elements. First, there's an application platform, and that platform does a couple of things. Apart from providing development tools and actually hosting applications if you want to. Now, no worries, you can run your applications and we'll provide you hooks and an iframe so you can do your own thing. But we do provide those tools. The platform also is the mechanism by which we enforce a couple of things, right? There are security issues here. Our philosophy is giving consumers choice, protecting their data, letting them choose where they want to share what. That's built in. A single place for managing applications, application gallery and such. Again, built into the application platform. The second element is our social platform. And this is incredibly exciting. We are going to unify all profiles throughout Yahoo. One place for profiles for developers and one place for users to be able to manage their profiles. This is also where we create that social graph where we can provide that relevance of connections. You know, who are your closest friends versus those, you know, maybe a little more distant. And this is also where we manage the event stream, right? A prioritized relevance engine for all kinds of events, what gives you the real virality. The third element, which I can't really describe here on a slide, is all the work across Yahoo to rewire our properties to create that social experience, one, and also to open up APIs in a consistent way so that even though you'll be able to get to some of the feature function that's unique to each property, you're going to have a consistent view, a consistent development environment, a consistent deployment environment, a very easy way to target code from one place to another. It won't be 25 or 30 different experiences. And as you can imagine with our breadth, that's no mean feat. This is a stylized view of a development environment. And you can see here, you know, examples of code. What I want to point out here, though, is it will be practically this easy to take a piece of code that might apply to one part of Yahoo and target it to different kind of view, a different page. Here you see something where the application is part of my Yahoo, you know, personalized homepage. You can see taking that bit of code and actually maybe modifying it, maybe actually using it exactly as is to apply to our mail experience, right? Critical property for Yahoo and a place where people spend a tremendous amount of time. Tremendous creativity here will be unleashed for people to create not only, you know, fun applications, but ones that are really useful in terms of getting work done during the day. Then it goes across all the properties. Here, even front page. Literally, we'll be able to allow folks, consumers, to put applications on their front page developed by developers outside of Yahoo. Even mobile as another target. And one other point, and I think this is critical. As you develop these applications, you'll be able to use the context of the page of the experience, the consumer's experience. So in this case, on the sports page, we were actually pulling sports context. And this also shows the contextual mouse over, another form factor, or another view factor, besides just within a page in a full page view. So this is all, though, about the consumer, right? We really want to enable the developer to do all kinds of things with the assets, but this comes back to the consumer view, and here's the point. One of the critical elements here is that consistent view, that consistent experience that the consumer will have. This is a stylized install screen. It won't really look quite like this, but it will be this simple to be able to take an application, a single application, that can end up in multiple places and put it exactly where the consumer wants. Extending this thought, same kind of thing from a privacy perspective. If you think a little bit about all the data that we host for consumers, keeping that data private, making that choice a consumer choice of what they want to opt into or out of, and providing that transparency is absolutely at our core. And as we make the Yahoo experience portable, consumers will be able to choose where and how they want to share what data to make their web experience more unified. So this is interesting, but this is really only half the story. The other half is about what we're doing on social. And I want to be very clear here. We are not creating yet another social network. We are going to rewire the entire Yahoo experience for consumers to make it social in every dimension. We've experimented with social for a while, and I'll tell you, at Yahoo, we don't think of social as a destination. We think of social as a dimension, and it infuses every element of the consumer's experience on the web, right? It drives relevance, it drives community, it drives virality. And the kinds of things that we can do with that are, are endless. Let me give you a couple examples, though. This is an example of literally the mail welcome page, and using your social graph to pop up those messages, surface those messages that would be most relevant to you based on the people you interact with or care about, or, who knows, potentially even the time of day. Same sort of idea on the front page. Imagine the kind of event stream that you might be interested in both on Yahoo and off of Yahoo from your closest connections. And to take it even a little bit further, you can see from the sports example where we can contextualize that experience. It's not just all your connections. In this context, maybe what you're really interested in is those friends of yours that are part of your fantasy sports league, and or maybe other sports kinds of events, right? So you can contextualize the experience and drive that relevance of the consumer experience, which is so critical. Because, in this context, they'd be interested in, their fantasy sports. Anyway, to sum up, that gives you a glimpse of what we can do and what we will enable through how we are rewiring Yahoo. And as a recap, it really is rewiring Yahoo from the inside out, ground up, across all our properties, to fundamentally open up those web services that provide a consistent development model that provides consistent deployment and consumer experience as well. It includes opening it up in a way that we never have done before. And it's about making the entire Yahoo